Stakes. They're off. 6 furlongs, 1,200 metres ahead of them. Kita Kotai towards the right in the black and white, just edge left leading the stalls, but got away well. So too down the centre, Lexington Bell in the light blue. And towards the left, probably the overall leader is NYRA Breeze in the yellow with the blue sleeves, tracked there by the all blue of Dubai Treasure. So they head towards the end of a couple of furlongs. It's NYRA Breeze giving a lead to Dubai Treasure, second from the left. Lexington Bell with the white face down the centre alongside Sacred Angel with the orange cap. Kita Kotai out on the extreme right, followed there by Suicide Blonde with the black cap and Bourgeoisie in a yellow jacket. Rating in the purple and white diamonds, purple sleeves is being ridden along. In behind, Ornalea, violet jacket, looking for a way through. Misinformation is just about last, and they're running downhill inside the last couple of furlongs. Dubai Treasure, the raw blue, Kita Kotai, the black and white, and Sacred Angel, the orange cap, the leading three as now they ascend for the last furlong. Sacred Angel, Kita Kotai, Dubai Treasure, Bourgeoisie in a yellow jacket is keeping on, and down the near side Ornalea has found daylight, also running on late, but it's Sacred Angel in front. 2 on the day for Buick. Sacred Angel nudged out to make sure. Beats Dubai Treasure, promising an effort from Ornalea in third. Kita Kotai back in fourth.
Quite tidily as well, the daughter of Dark Angel. Sacred Angel wins in the colours of the Titanium Racing Club for Charlie Johnston and William Buick. That's a double for Buick. Second is Dubai Treasure for Said Bin Surur and Ray Dawson. Third is Ornalea. Second and third both newcomers, and Kita Kotai was strong in the market. She only managed fourth and she hung a little late. Bourgeoisie was a promising fifth ahead of NYRA Breeze, and Suicide Blonde was next, not completely devoid of promise, but a nice winner, 11-2, Buick and Johnston. Sacred Angel, Chris.
Yeah, building on debut promise, and she's taken a big step forward and done that quite nicely. I think it's a promising start from the two horses that have finished in second and third. Their slight lack of experience, I think, apparent, particularly in the case of the third horse, Ornalea, who had to switch right round them and then starts to make a challenge now, but just a little one-paced, and I think ultimately she is going to want a little bit further, and she's looked that type of horse straight away here.
Today, broke smartly, diving out to the right, the eventual runner-up Dubai Treasure. She's performed with credit. Yeah, you often see it with the horses drawn on the flank. Just took a slight nudge from NYRA Breeze early on, and they're just left as a pair racing on their own, and they're a little way ahead actually of the rest of the pack, aren't they, early on, that duo NYRA Breeze and the eventual runner-up Dubai Treasure. And Dubai Treasure actually settles into the race very nicely. You would have thought after that slight nudge and diving out she could have been a little bit keen, but she wasn't particularly. She looked quite professional, really. But I think she will progress for the outing nonetheless. Quite like the run of Bourgeoisie here. Yellow colour second from the right. She travelled really smartly into the race, got lost a little bit, and then just stayed on.
Yeah, she did, and she's one that comes from a yard that often improved for a run. Talking of improving for a run, I thought physically beforehand Dubai Treasure looked like she might, and she kind of got there looking like she had as much talent as anything in this field, but she doesn't quite finish a race off as well as the winner, who's got a bit of experience and conditioning behind her. So I'd be positive about the runner-up finding improvement next time, I think.
You know, it would be folly to say every single horse in this race is shaped with promise, but if you're right out on the flank and you've got nothing to race with, then your effort needs to be upgraded, and therefore Suicide Blonde, I think, far right, actually hasn't run too badly.
Yeah, and I also think the third horse, another newcomer for Ammo Racing, Ornalea, you can see was tracking through the eventual winner and actually going more sweetly, but then the race just gets away as she has to switch to her right to sort of get out into clear daylight, and then she plugs on late on. I don't think things have necessarily gone her way, but she'll improve for the experience, and she had enough about her to think she'd be better with a little bit more time and distance as well.
But a smart performance, and took a while to pull up. William Buick's mount Sacred Angel has taken the British Stallion Studs EBF Maiden Fillies race for Charlie Johnston in the grey and orange silks of the Titanium Racing Club. Here's Rachel.
Yes, and here we go with the result then for the 410. The Maiden Filly Stakes, a Class 2 over 6 furlong, Sacred Angel 11-2. Third of 7 in a novice race of Pontefraction has come here to win at the July Festival. Lovely, lovely performance. A double for Buick, Dubai Treasure 7-1 O'Neill was back in third at 9-2. Times so far have been pretty lively. The feature race went to Israr, almost did the course record on 2:27.33. This was above the standard, however, 163 over 111 and 83. So a nice round of applause, no doubt, for William Buick. No doubt would have been very disappointed with Adiyar, the way he finished his race in our previous contest, but back up, on you go, and he'll be delighted with this as we watch it from the start with Dave Nevison, the winner, Sacred Angel, from stall 6.
Yep, and breaks well, and I think she might have won anyway, but I definitely think she's benefited from having horses to race with throughout. She's been sort of kept in by, kept going in a straight line by horses either side of her throughout, whereas the second and the third haven't had that. The second in particular is out on his own, getting a lead, admittedly, off the NYRA horse, but the winner is up there with the more experienced runner, Kita Kotai, I think, wanting to hang throughout this race for some reason. Had 2 runs under its belt, so it's hard to say it was inexperienced, but not really cooperating. And the winner just picks up and does the job. But you notice the Ammo Racing there is not far. The Ammo Racing horse in third is not far away from the winner, but in another stride or two, she's having to switch all the way round. And for me, that's the notable course. I think it's been a bit harder for Dubai Treasure because, in effect, once the Jumeirah breeze faded out of it, he's been on his own, but he's come to challenge and spur on the filly that won. So it's hard to say which is the best prospect in this race. The winner's done a really professional job. But I think the second and third could be interesting, particularly in my book, the third horse. I think it's not a lot has gone right for it. Shows encouragement that she's switched across pretty much most of the one half of the track, and not going to a challenging position, but got into a position where she can finish. But I might be taking too much off the winner here.
Okay, well, there were 5 debutants in the field. It was a race that we were certainly looking at the potential and the promise. Sacred Angel showed plenty of that on debut at Pontefract, but she's come to win here at Newmarket this afternoon. For Charlie Johnston, let's join Lydia.
Yes, he was just chatting to members of the press about Sacred Angel's win here. An improvement on debut where she showed quite a bit.
She did, yeah. I thought she was the best horse in the race on debut. She got beat by 2 horses that had previous experience, and it was only that experience that told, really. Pontefract recently, you've got to be handy and on the rail. We were always stuck 3 wide, running green, and it was one of those runs where you could see that if the penny's going to, when the penny dropped, she was going to pick the front 2 up, and it just didn't quite drop in time on the day. But we thought natural improvement from first to second run. She warranted coming to a nice track and a nice maiden, and thankfully that's paid off.
And therefore, did you come here with some confidence here today?
Yes, yeah, and I think generally our 2-year-olds are taking probably more of a step forward from first to second run this year. Perhaps a victim of the weather and less grass work at home this year because we didn't have rain for like 2 months. So a lot of them are probably running greener than I would expect them to first time, and therefore taking a bigger step forward for their second runs. And with that in mind, I thought, she should go close in a maiden like this, and thankfully that's how it's panned out.
And what did William say afterwards?
Liked her. Was for someone that obviously rides a lot of good horses. When he's positive about a horse, that fills you with a lot of confidence. He said he thought they were going quite hard, and he was a bit in the teeth of the battle early. I thought we were in a little bit of trouble at halfway, but he said he didn't want to commit that far out because he felt that they'd gone hard. But once she hit the rising ground, she was always going to win. Could go 7, but we'll continue to sharpen up, so we'll have the speed to stay at 6. So options open going forward.
This is all very positive. Pattern company next?
I guess you have to start thinking about trying to get black type. The Star Stakes is a race that we always like to target. Won last year with Dancing the Grass. That's a very stiff 7 at Sandown. Maybe an alternative. Nice problem to have, something to think about.
Absolutely. Sirona later on today, what chances of a double?
Yeah, hopefully William will have learnt a bit from when he rode her at Chester. Both her 2 runs this year, Chester and Goodwood, if you stop the races 2.5 out, you think, well, how far is this going to win? And she's been a really weak finisher. That's why we're coming back to a mile. Probably I'm not going to drop her right out, but ride her a little bit more conservatively because she's been doing too much on the front end. And if she can go back to her juvenile form, then the handicap has dropped to £8 or £9 this year for a couple of disappointing runs. So I think we're off a realistic mark again now, hopefully.
And have you got a strong squad for the remaining 2 days of this?
2 horses in the 1.25 mile race tomorrow that we farmed for a while.
Yes,
We've been off the target for a couple of years now, so I need to get back on. Not Brex, who became infamous for the wrong reasons, being Frankie's last ride at Ascot. Obviously, we went there really hopeful. He's got a bounce back from a disappointing run, but he was a horse we thought a lot of, and I'm willing to forgive any horse one bad run.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck with those. Congratulations here. Good luck with Serona.
Thank you.
Thank you.